Okay, so get this. In 2025, the biggest song in the entire world wasn't from a pop superstar, but from a fictional K-pop group that hunts demons in an animated movie? Yep, it's a track that has completely taken over everything. So how on earth did a song from a cartoon become a real-world phenomenon? Let's get into it.
And it really all boils down to these 8 little words. This is the heart of the song Golden, a line that just hit home for millions and perfectly captures the emotional core of this whole thing.
And look, I'm not exaggerating here. We are talking about a song by the fictional band Huntrix from K-pop Demon Hunters that has become the year's biggest hit. I mean, it just blew past actual real-life music legends.
All right, but before we get into the why, let's talk about the what. The numbers behind this whole thing are, well, they're honestly staggering. Let's look at the data to see just how dominant Golden really was.
First off, the big one. Golden went straight to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. This is the absolute peak. We're talking about the chart that artists spend their entire lives dreaming of topping.
But see, this wasn't just any #1 hit. This was history in the making. A fictional female K-pop group has never done this before. It's totally unprecedented, and it kind of shows you that the rules are completely changing for how we find and love music.
And this chart, man, it just perfectly shows you the total domination we're talking about. On YouTube's global charts, Golden wasn't just at the top. It was in a league of its own, just towering over everyone else for weeks on end. The demand was just unreal.
And it wasn't just this one song either. The entire soundtrack for K-pop Demon Hunters has pulled in, get ready for this, over 3 billion streams. That is a massive ripple effect, showing just how much the world of this movie grabbed everyone.
Okay, so the numbers are insane, right? They tell us what happened, but they don't really tell us why. To get that, we have to dive into the powerful story behind the song. So the movie drops us into this really cool K-pop world. Our heroes are the girl group Huntrix, and they're always up against their rivals, the Saja boys. And, oh yeah, they're also secretly fighting demons. This whole high-stakes world sets the stage perfectly for the song's big moment.
And this is where it all clicks. It's all about the main character, Rumi. Her journey is everything. She spends most of the movie hiding this huge secret. She's half demon. Golden is that one single moment in the film where she finally says, enough. She confronts her demons, both the literal ones and the ones inside, and embraces who she really is. The song is that transformation.
And you know what makes that moment feel so real? It's because it is real, in a way. As Variety points out, the song was co-written by the artist EJAE, who's also the singing voice for Rumi. That's not just some random singer. That's the person who helped write the song, pouring all that emotion into the character. It's just perfect.
And here's the fun little fact that I absolutely love. Apparently, EJAE came up with the main melody while she was in the car on her way to a dentist appointment. It just goes to show you, sometimes genius strikes in the most random, everyday moments. Okay, so this song was a huge moment in the movie, but it didn't stay there. It completely exploded into the real world and became this huge, global cultural thing, tapping into all these ideas about who we are and where we belong.
And you can see just how global we're talking. I mean, look at this. It topped the charts in Seoul, of course, the home of K-pop, but also in New York, Madrid, Mexico City. It didn't matter what language you spoke or where you lived, the song just connected.
So that's the big question, right? How does a story that's so deeply rooted in Korean culture and folklore suddenly become a language that the entire world understands?
Well, a huge part of the answer seems to be how they handled that culture, with authenticity. As the Korea Times pointed out, the film celebrated its roots respectfully. It wasn't some cheap gimmick. It felt real, and I think people everywhere really felt that.
And the impact was so big, so undeniable, that Time magazine straight up called it the breakthrough of the year. We're not just talking about a hit movie anymore. This is a cultural landmark.
All right, so let's put all the pieces together. We've got the mind-blowing numbers, the powerful story, the global impact. What's the final takeaway here? Why did this one song resonate so deeply?
It was basically the perfect storm, right? You've got this super emotional hero's journey that everyone can relate to. You have that authentic cultural representation we talked about. There's that powerful message about accepting yourself, flaws and all. And of course, it was an absolute banger of a song with a dance that was made to go viral.
And all of this leaves us with one last kind of mind-bending question to think about. With a song like Golden topping the real-world charts, is that line between fiction and reality in pop music just
blurring away completely. It really feels like we're stepping into a whole new world of entertainment.